me. You just too important. Nobody do body like you do. I can't lose.
Okay, YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about graduate school tips and the process I went through in order to get into graduate school. I know it's been a minute. I know. It's literally October 31st. It's Halloween today. So, using my iPad, I got some notes here. If I think of other stuff, I'll just include that. So just roll with me because it's been a long, wild roller coaster. If you see this nail, this is not what you came for. You came for these tips in the process. I cannot speak for every single school. I can only speak for my process that I went through with Alabama A&M. Okay? Now, I don't know if this is the same across the board for every single graduate school, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of these are pretty much the same. So I'm going to start with the admissions process. So a little backstory. I never intended to go to graduate school to get my master's. So around like April is when I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get my master's. As opposed to everyone else who had already made it a clear decision in their head. I'm gonna go get my master's. They literally had already applied. I hadn't even applied yet. So I was already behind. I had to hurry up and apply before April 21st. And we had just came here the weekend before that on April 14th. Over the summer, I spent the process of getting housing, getting my medical records, getting my schedule together, all these things. So I was very much behind. So FAFSA. Now let me tell you something. You know, you think because you done been in undergrad for 4 years, 8 semesters, you got it down packed on how to do your FAFSA. Well, let me tell you something. Over the summer, I did my FAFSA because I kept messing up. I redid my FAFSA like 3 or 4 times. Don't be like me, okay? Don't be like me. That's why I'm here, so you don't end up like me. When you do your FAFSA, it's going to be a little area where they're going to ask, what are you going to school as? Like, are you going to be a freshman, sophomore? What are you doing? And then also, like, are you going for an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD? You got to let them know. So when you go in there, click graduate. It's going to say graduate school, graduate student, graduate level, something, or it's going to say master's. Graduate or master's means the same thing, okay? So yeah, make sure you check that little box. And then another thing is, even though you are not independent, like your parents, your family, whoever is your guardian is going to be taking care of helping you pay for schooling, or they're taking care of whatever financial needs you have while you're off at school, so you're not independent, it don't matter. Because you've selected that you're going to graduate school, FAFSA is automatically going to consider you an independent student. I think it is an independent student. So don't even worry about that. Because I called them like 2-3 times. That lady was like, oh, well, it takes like 5 to 10 days to get the paper that you need. You're going to have to fill out this paper, then send it back, and that takes this much time, and da-da-da. And I'm like, school starts like soon. It was like June, July when I was talking to this lady. And I'm sitting there like, ma'am, school starts in August. And you're saying what? How many weeks? Then I called back again, and I got another lady, and she was like, oh, that's what they do for grad students. If you're going off to get your master's, that's what they automatically do. I don't like how my hair is sitting like that. I'm sorry. Next is a fellowship. Now, if you're anything like me and you have no idea what a fellowship is, I'm here to let you know. I'm here to help you, because when I tell you, I didn't know what that was. The only fellowship I know is when you go to church on Sunday. I'm thinking, fellowship? What is that? And people kept saying like, oh, it's monies towards your account. And I'm like, okay, great. But like, I'm still confused. Like, do I have to, what's the criteria for this fellowship? You just gonna give me some money? So I'm here to tell you is exactly what a fellowship is. They just gonna give you some money. And it'll range here at Alabama A&M. It ranges from $500 to $1,000. Fellowship is a merit-based competitive internal or external awards to support a full-time course of study of qualified graduate students. And here's another one. A fellowship provides financial support to graduate students without a commensurate service requirement, which means you don't have to work or do anything for the money. They just, here you go. So yeah, that is what a fellowship is. What did I have to do to get that fellowship? Well, I had to have graduated from Lane and come here for my master's, and I had to apply for it, even though I was still gonna get it, but I had to apply, do a little application with my little information that they asked for. Then I had to write an essay explaining why did I apply for it, what are my current needs, and basically like how would it benefit me if I were to get this money. And they gave it to me. Next topic is housing. Okay, so as you can see, I do have housing here at the school. This school has 3 or 4 off-campus apartments, and then they have one that is on campus. You have the option to get a single, a 2-bedroom, or a 3-bedroom. I chose 2 because absolutely not. I'm not sharing a bathroom. Like, yeah, I get my own room, but I gotta share the hallway bathroom with the third person. No, ma'am. Yeah. So I got the 2-bedroom. I don't have the master's because it was already someone here, and then someone else was supposed to be coming here with me, but life happens and they didn't come. We can't get you the master's because, trust and believe, I did ask. They're like, oh, we can't give you the master bedroom because we have such a huge wait list, so we can't just, give it up. Like, if the wait list wasn't so big, so long, we would go ahead and switch you in there, but because of that, we can't. So I was like, you know what, it's cool. Plus, I decorated it how I like it. I'm cool with it. It's all good. But the housing process. Now, let me tell you something. Because this is my first time doing their housing process, I'm not 100% sure on this topic, but I'm gonna just tell you what I did, okay? So because I graduated from Lane, I did not have to pay. Yes, I did. I did pay a housing fee. I didn't have to pay an application fee. That's what that was. But I paid a housing fee. I think it was $115, y'all. It's been so long. I don't remember. Life is happening. I don't remember that. I don't know if that's just a Lane College thing or if it's a everyone thing. So I didn't have to pay one of them. I only paid one of the 2 fees, basically. Then you get entrance into the application. You put in all your little information. They have A numbers here. That's your student ID. Then you have your long little email. Y'all, I'm gonna type this email on the screen just so y'all can see how long these emails are, that it don't make no sense. For the longest, I could not remember my school email. But anyway, you enter all of that. They give you the option to pay for insurance for all of your belongings that are currently in this apartment. I recommend that you do it because if there is a fire, granted it wasn't your apartment, it was the next door apartment, and your stuff just happened to catch on fire, that insurance gonna cover that. Because that, like, you ain't had nothing to do with that. It's gonna cover if it was stolen. It's gonna cover any damages or any theft of your possessions. As long as you have record of what all this stuff costs, or you could find out, that insurance is gonna cover it. You will have to pay a deductible, but that's nothing compared to what they're gonna give you. So I do recommend that you get it. Then you get to the part where you apply for what apartment you want. There is a way to like request a roommate, but since housing was full by the time I went in to get my stuff done, which was in July, I didn't get to choose. Next is class schedule. So the way that they do their class schedule is not an easy process, because in order to get to that point, you have to get your FAFSA done. Once they see like, oh, you know, you did this, you did that, now we need you to go in to the My AAMU app, and we need you to complete this form so that you could do, you know, your scheduling. They sent me an email saying, you know, here's the Octopus Authenticator. They use this little app. Insert a picture of what it looked like. But you got to download that app. And then once you do your invitation code and it recognizes you, whatever, you set up your little account with the Octopus app. And every time you get on the My AAMU app and you decide to get on Gmail, Blackboard, SSB, which is a self-service banner, it's gonna to your phone, and you have to let it do the Face ID and it'll log you in. So I had to get that app. I had a problem with my invitation code, so they had to send me another one. Once I finally got that together, I had to contact my advisor, and he basically sent me all these forms that need to be complete and the steps of how to complete them, and I was still confused. So we set up a Zoom meeting, and he helped me like through the process through Zoom on how to complete it. And then he said, okay, now that you've completed, it's basically like you complete a degree audit twice. That is essentially what you're doing. Actually, you're not completing a degree audit twice. What it is a course advisement form, which is you're letting your advisor know what courses you're about to take. And then you upload your transcript and you sign it and you send it off to your advisor. Your advisor looks over it and either accepts it or emails you and says, no, we're going to change this, change that, whatever. And then, you know, you get your pin whenever you get the approval from your advisor. The second thing is a degree audit. You don't necessarily complete that yourself. What that is for you to know what classes you're expected to take and what classes you have already completed and what the grade is. Like, did you pass or are you retaking it? Did you withdraw from it? What did you do? And that's more so what your advisor completes on your behalf. And once your advisor sees like, okay, these are the classes that you need to be taking, you're good to go, then you basically get a pin sent to your email, and you go into the SSB, do that little app, and you apply for the classes that you want. So you enter your PIN, then you go through and do all the little the name and number of the class. You type that in, and you apply for all your classes, and you've made your schedule. Here's the problem. I thought when I did the whole process with my advisor that was already done. Come to find out, that was basically me doing a degree audit. And a record, the other form was like a record that my advisor had to look at and accept, and then email me my PIN so that I can go in and actually make my schedule. So I did that like in April or May. I did that then. Tell me why I go into my SSB in June, July. It was July. And I'm like, oh, well, let me check my schedule. School coming up. It says there's no schedule here. And I'm just like, how is that possible? Like, how is it possible that my schedule, like, I did it back in May. What's going on? Well, when he said he was going to email me that PIN, he meant my school email. And I was like, how am I supposed to know what my school email is if y'all haven't told me, like, on no papers and no documentation, what it is, right? That's when I discovered on the app that there is a little box that says Gmail. I click on it, get inside of it, and guess what? It has my residence of the apartment number that I'm staying in. It has emails of the password, emails of my insurance renter's insurance I applied for, all of that. I'm like, oh, okay then. So I go in and it won't allow me to apply for some of the classes that I had on my degree audit and stuff. So the admissions lady, Miss Jackson, she's wonderful. She's great. Okay, if you need help when you get to graduate school at Alabama A&M, Miss Jackson is the one to help you. Okay, she went in and just applied my classes. I did like 1 or 2 of them, but the other ones were like, yeah, you can't get in. So she went and did her thing. Come to find out, a good month into me being here, that I was in the wrong. No, it wasn't even a month. It was like a good week or 2 into me being here that I was in the wrong classes. So yeah, I had to get my schedule changed. But that's the class scheduling process. Medical records and shot records, you do have to get if you do not have your shot records updated, you're gonna have to get them done. And you need to have proof of your shot records. Like, they have this thing called Med Proctor. You have to go into there and sign in and literally take pictures or upload the documents to Med Proctor. And if you say, like, if you have like a heart disease or some illness, right, you have to have proof of, like, a paper showing proof that you actually have whatever was listed. And I'm gonna insert like a picture of what the form looks like. You have to go get a physical done by your primary care doctor. You could probably do a clinic, I don't know, because I went to my doctor to get a physical done, and it's nothing crazy. It's more so they just check your heart rate, check your ears, check your all of that. They do everything that you do regular at a doctor visit. Your shot records, I only had to get 1 updated, and that was a tuberculosis shot to see if I had that. I didn't, thank Jesus. Next, I'm gonna talk about classwork and classes. One thing that these people know how to do is give you some work, okay? Because let's talk about it. First of all, these classes are 3 hours long. I have class from 5:30 to 8:20. And I know you're thinking like you need another 10 minutes for it to be 3 hours. It feels like 3 hours. You sit in that class from 5:30 to 8:20 and focus. And see, like, does it really matter the 10 minutes? It doesn't, because it still feels long. You have to have at least 3 classes, because in order to be considered a full-time grad student, you have to be doing 9 hours. And 3 classes, 3, 6, 9. 9 hours. For classes, we only meet once a week. So like today I have a class for marketing. If you miss your attendance for that class, your grade will go down quick and fast, okay? So go to class. Even if you're not gonna pay attention, go to class. And my classes are online, so I don't have to leave here to go to a building or nothing. Yeah, so I literally just sit on the laptop, and it is a requirement that you have your camera on. Not all professors technically need to physically see you like this in the camera on Zoom, but some of them are like that. But the ones that I have, as long as your camera is on and they can see you, see something of you that shows like, oh, you're in class, you're good to go. Because I'm not about to lie to you. A couple of times I done fell asleep in class because it's just like, it's so long. What is going to take you 3 hours to teach me? Like, I just feel like it don't take that long to teach somebody something. The workload can be very heavy. So let's do a little story time. So once upon a time, it was September, and everything was going smoothly. The professor had told us, your test will be September 17th or the 18th, whatever day. It was 17 or 18, I remember that much. And, you know, I'm like, okay, cool. I got my little planner full of all my little work that needs to be done. She sends out mass email announcements. Why did I get on there September 8th? Why do I get on there and it's a test? And I'm just like, why is there a test? Why is there a test for this week when she said we had like until September 17th, 18th? I checked that whole entire day for that test. It was still locked. I checked before I eat and take a nap. Still locked. I wake up from my nap and I check, it's open. Do you know what time that test ended? 9:50. Do you know what time I started? Around 6:30, 7. And it was like 3-4 questions. Y'all, I finished one and got to the second one. That test closed. She definitely did. She closed. And guess what grade I got? And I'm going to let y'all know because this is real. Okay, this is real. I got an 8 point whatever out of 100. Now, after that test, what followed were 2 quizzes and a homework assignment. The same day that test was on, we had a revised chapter 8 quiz. Y'all, during this time, we were on chapter 4. Why are we working on chapter 8 if we've just finished chapter 4? I don't know nothing about no chapter 8. So right after that test, we had a revised quiz to complete. Then the very next day, we had a homework assignment and 1 or 2 quizzes. Y'all, I still have 2 other classes, and I forgot one of my classes, which is economics. Usually does a homework and test and quiz. Opens on Saturday at midnight and closes at 11:59 on Sunday. I forgot all about that because I was so caught up with her work. So, of course, I'm about to email you because, one, I done made 8 and you gave the test earlier. Oh, you're going to have to hear from me. So, I guess all the students emailed her because she sent out a mass email saying it was a mistake. The test is actually going to be on this day. Don't worry about it. So, I was like, okay, cool. But that just goes to show you that this workload is something serious. Also, for grad school, you can only make 1 C whole entire career of being here. I have never struggled this much with school. So if you're thinking about grad school, have your mind and your money together. Have it together. What are some extra things I could tell you? When it comes to a meal plan, for grad students here, I'm only speaking here because that's all I know about. But here, for grad students, you only get $90. I don't care what that website tell you because I looked at it over the summer and it said like $150 or $250 for a meal plan. Grad assistants get $90. And you better use it wisely because that $90 goes quick. We have a Chick-fil-A, we have Subway, we have the Market, and we have like a little like juice bar type of place in a wellness center. Swipe that card as many times as you want to if you want to. And watch. You're going to be relying on them groceries. And you may be thinking, like, oh, well, I got an apartment. I could just cook and da-da-da. Groceries are not cheap. Get your money right over the summer, years beforehand, especially if you know you coming here. Unlike me, you know, if you're going to work on campus, just know you're not about to get paid how you think you are. Grad student, you get paid one time at the end of the month. And I do not want you to think like, oh, that's good. No. Especially if you have bills. Like if you come here with a phone bill, car insurance, card note, do not expect this income to be enough. Go get you a job off campus. You'll do better. Or if you can maintain it, do classes, on-campus job and off-campus job. Is that a lot? Yes. But if you can maintain it, do that. But if your savings is not looking like, oh, I could go and be on campus and live it up, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Stay at the house. Get you some food stamps before you come to school. Shop in bulk or save a lot of money. That is the end of this video. I'm planning to have it out this week. Cause we'll see how the week play out, but I'm hoping no later than November 4th. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this was helpful. And just, you know, if you're thinking about going to grad school, do it because it could be beneficial. A lot of these big corporate companies, they want you to have a master's. A bachelor's, great. Master's, they looking for that. They looking for that. And you don't even know like how many people go to these corporate businesses, don't even have a master's yet, but they're working on their master's then. Go ahead and get yours out the way. So when you get there, you don't have to work for it while you are already there. You already got it. So all you need is the job and the money to come with it. I just say prepare yourself mentally. Prepare yourself financially if you plan to leave the house and come physically to the school. And just make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. Like, really, be on your P's and Q's. Do not think that you could just slack off. You cannot. So get it together. Prepare yourself. But make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Because I'm here to help y'all. I'm here to entertain y'all. And also, if you have any questions regarding grad school, since I'm actively in it, I could find out for you, or I just might have missed that. Put it in the comments and let me know. Because I'm going through it for you. So you don't have to go through it and then figure it out. Like me. See y'all in my next video. We go do an outfit check because y'all need to see this. Cute, I know. All because I felt cute today. Because I did it.
My wish when you ain't here thinking about it.